What is going on, guys? Newton here with MMO Play, bringing a review of Goblin Defenders 2, available for iOS and Android devices. So this is it's a pretty interesting game. It kind of mixes the dungeon or tower defense style of game along with those base building RPGs, which is a pretty cool concept. Now, when it comes to the base building aspect, I'll kind of show that off first, and then we'll jump into some of the combat and basically the overall gameplay of the game, which is where the base building kind of interacts with the levels and how you progress and other things like that. So, as you can see here, this is kind of our base of operations. There's quite a few different things we can click on, and at first the game can be a little bit overwhelming because they do kind of just throw you into the game, and there's quite a few options around here, but overall it's not too bad and it's very simple. So I'll go over a few of the different things they have here. So, starting off, we're going to go ahead and hit here, and this is basically kind of the player versus player aspect of the game, which is pretty cool. It's a very interesting concept. I'm going to go ahead and X out of that. Very straightforward. It has online features, and I'll go over to the gameplay, and once you see the gameplay, you can see how you can go against others online. Next, we have our heroes. Heroes are utilized in kind of the tower defense system. Now, you can upgrade different turrets and units and stuff like that kind of defend the trails, so that way your enemies don't get to the end. And not only that, there are heroes you can put onto basically the paths that help your turrets out and defeat these enemies. As you can see, we have a few different ones over here, and you do get a free one, but the other ones you do have to unlock with the microtransaction currency, which are these gems over here, or just the straight up $7. So that is kind of a drawback. You are a little bit limited, and these heroes do look pretty powerful, and it seems like they get some pretty good skills. I mean, just right off the bat, they do seem pretty strong, and I think it's you know, a little bit of a pay-to-win aspect, which is a big drawback with a game like this, especially being a free mobile game. You'd want to have some options, but to really push these microtransactions, other things like that, right off the bat, just to get these cool, strong heroes, is a downside. I wish there was kind of an obtainable way to get them for free instead of just the straight-up $7. But oh well, we'll move on. We're gonna go ahead over here. In here, we can see we can upgrade our different turrets and other stuff like that, stats for our hero, and other things like that. So very straightforward. And move on over here, and this is where we can upgrade more of our turrets. We can obtain more resources and other things like that, more passive stuff to help with different levels. Each one costing, you know, these microtransaction currency, or once again the straight up money to obtain more of these things, which is the game's kind of fun, but it does really limit to what you can do without having to spend real money. It really does push the money thing quite often, and it does, like I said, it limits what you can really do with the game. And I just wish there was a way to obtain these gems over here, other than just buying them. Now, you can get free ones by watching advertisements and other things like that, or you'll occasionally get one or two, very rarely when you play a level. So really, there's no way to obtain these things for free unless you put a ton of hours into the game. So the game was just updating right there. We got you know, just some stuff that we were running in the background, but let's go ahead and we get daily rewards, and as you can see, we get a few of these gems, but like I said, really not enough to make a difference. So we'll go ahead and accept that, our daily rewards, and now we'll just jump right into the gameplay. So as you can see, the kind of the base building, or the upgrades and other stuff like that to our buildings and our units and other stuff like that will help us along with our gameplay. So we're going to go ahead and go to battle, and basically to show you how the game works overall. It's very simple, and brings those classic tower defense style of gameplay that we're very familiar with right into a game right on an iPad or Android device, which works very well. So let's go ahead and start off over here. We'll put a turret down, hit confirm, and start the wave. So as you can see here, we have our hero. We'll go ahead and move him wherever we'd like, wherever he can help us out quite a bit. We're going to go ahead and keep him here for a bit right now, because it doesn't look like we really need the help. We got this one critter over here making his way, but we'll go ahead and take him out with our hero once he gets closer to him. So, racking up some resources, and we can go ahead and use this if we really need to, which will take out the enemies. We can go ahead and drop that, and it'll help us out with the next wave of monsters. So let's go ahead and hit that, hit wave 2. Now it's going to have us build some more turrets, and it wants us to build us a freezer, which I didn't find too much use for this one. It's kind of slow and doesn't have too much of an effect, so even though it is a tutorial kind of level and it's still showing you a few things, I guess it will keep it. But we'll go ahead and save up just a little bit more and throw down a bow tower over here, which will be super, super helpful. So we got that going on. Slowly making some progress. I guess the freezer in this case did help quite a bit because of the high enemy load. Let's go ahead and use our back over here. We're going to use the Mega Bombs, which is more stuff that will help us within our gameplay, and you can obtain these and level these up outside of the levels and other things like that, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and go over here. We put another bomb or another cannon, which will help us out due to the high enemy load. It doesn't seem we'll have to use our backpack anymore because we're kind of getting the resources we need. We'll put another bomb there, and we'll put another freezer here. And overall, I think we probably should be good. We have pretty much the whole area controlled quite a bit, so we shouldn't have any problem finishing off the rest of these enemies. There we go. We got one gem right there this whole game. Like I said, we got one, but not really enough to make a difference. So we're going on to the last, no, not the last wave. We still have this one, and then one more right after that. We obtained our little helpers over here. We can go ahead and drop those. They'll help us out. Hopefully, they'll probably die, but I mean, it's okay. They're kind of throwaway. Just to kind of slow down the enemy and help us just out a little bit. So still making some good progress. Go ahead and put another cannon right here. I think this will help quite a bit. Right as the enemies start coming out of the base over here. You can get these off. Seems like they're a little bit out of range. Not really in the range that we could use them for. So I guess we can go ahead and sell that one. And how would that do? Nope. Now they all have about the same range. We can put another freeze one over here. I don't know how it'll hit the enemies in the entrance, but it might help coming down over here if they do make it that far. So now we are approaching the final wave. Everything's going to get a little bit harder, but overall, not too bad. If you kind of get a strategy with your placements of your turrets and other stuff like that, the levels can be a little bit challenging, but fun once you really get things going and you upgrade them. You can upgrade these and make them stronger within the more levels we progress. We cannot do that right now, just because I haven't played enough levels, haven't really unlocked them all yet, but they're there, you can unlock them, and they are upgradable, and other things like that in the town in between levels. So, finishing up this right here, let's go ahead and drop a bomb on these guys right there. Take them all out. We'll really speed up the progression of this. Do we have any more bombs? No, we can obtain more if we want to, but I don't think we have to. Let's go ahead and put these guys. Oh, we got a second gem. Kind of cool. I guess we are up to 6 now or something like that. But like I said, really don't look too forward on getting too rich off just playing levels for gems and obtaining these cool heroes. If you really want something in this game, you're probably going to have to pay for it. So it seems like this is the last wave. Go ahead and take these guys out. Making some good progress. None of them got past, which is great. And I think that should be it. I think that's victory. There we go. So, we did obtain 7 gems right there and 80 coin. But like I said, with these heroes being 800 and other upgrades being quite a few hundred, nothing's really going to make a difference here. So, there we go. We went ahead and obtained that. Got some resources, some push notifications if you want to see how your progress is doing. We can go over here and basically pick up quests and other things like that to obtain more materials, which is pretty cool. So we can go ahead and claim our rewards over here. X out of that. And like I said, overall the game's pretty simple, straightforward. It does offer quite a bit of depth for a base or a tower defense kind of game, kind of mixed with the base building aspect, upgrading these heroes and other things like that. But with the microtransactions they push for obtaining these cool upgrades, these cool heroes that'll probably really help the progress and ease up a lot of these levels, just straight up asking for $7 or a few dollars here and there without offering an option to obtain quite a few more of these gems through daily quests and missions and other stuff like that. It's a huge drawback to the game. I mean, it really does become kind of like a freemium game. It's free, but you're not going to get very far just by playing the game free alone. If you really want to progress and get a lot more in depth with the game, there is going to be some money that has to be spent. And I guess they got to make money somehow, but not really a great way to go about doing it. So the game's okay. The mechanics are halfway decent, a little bit slow paced, and it does limit to what you can unlock. I'm going to go ahead and give the game a 5 out of 10. I mean, it could be some entertaining for a few hours or a good time killer, but nothing that's really going to have a long-lasting appeal unless you plan to spend the money. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. But until next time, guys, I will talk to you later.